Wild Stallion, it's 2 in the morning and he's blasting that music. Hey, open up in there.
Oh, hey Judge, what's up?
It's the middle of the night.
We're in space, where it's always night.
You know what I mean.
Hey, I'm just testing out some new party stuff. Come on in.
You turned the courtroom into some sort of makeshift nightclub?
Yeah, I even got some wacky waving inflatable leg flailing tube ponies to help raise the roof.
Well, shut it all down for now. It can all wait until morning.
Aw, come on. But there's all these new controls. I got one for fog and lasers. And check out the disco ball.
Where?
Come on, you stupid. Where's my disco ball? Oh, come on. This is the second time I got crushed by a disco ball. Why?
ModPie earns her doctorate degree.
Hold it! You know, since your introduction in the series, Maud continues to be one of the best supporting characters. Her deadpan delivery always provides great humor coupled with the awkward reactions other ponies display from her, and though her interests and personality are odd, she's great at analyzing ponies and situations and able to provide good sage advice to those that need it. I love these kind of subtle, wise characters. Something the pink one should learn a little more about, but I'll come back to her later. So Maud is debating whether or not to move to Ponyville or Ghastly Gorge, a rock-based decision, which is actually an interesting subtle element it's teaching kids. After graduating from college, whatever you major in, you want to go to the place where you can thrive in your work. Like if you specialize in video production, you want to go to Hollywood. And Maud needs to go with a rock star, and Ghastly Gorge is much more mineral-rich and diverse than Ponyville, so it makes logical sense for her to make such a decision. And overall, it's a nice little touch to the story teaching kids to coordinate their future. The episode did have a decent amount of humor, again mostly from Maud, but Pinky herself has some good laughs as well.
First time discovering an underground cavern! I can't wait till you're old and eating pistachios together and telling your grandmas about this.
When she's not annoying the hell out of me. Though the best part of the episode were the interactions between Starlight and Maud. Pairing 2 socially awkward ponies together provides, again, some great humor, but with Starlight being around someone as quirky as her, it was nice to see her open up a little bit with her eclectic interests. With Maud, we discover a new layer about her character that's actually kind of depressing. While in the mind, she acknowledges her eccentric nature and reveals to Starlight she chooses to study rocks because they don't judge her, and up until this point in her life, it's inferred that she's never really had a friend before. Coupled with her working for a rock farm all her life, you feel both a sense of sympathy and pride in how far she's come in her life of almost complete solitude besides her family. Though I think the strangest scene was the one of Maud and Starlight meeting in the past. It's such a bizarre scene that's ultimately pointless. I know it's meant to be kind of a weird conversation starter between the two and their growing relationship, but they could have talked about anything, and overall it's just an odd scene that placates Maud as partially responsible to the Quality Town's Cutie Mark Vault and was just an odd bit of lore to add to Starlight's legacy. Now I think it's time to discuss the most detestable part of the episode, that being Pinky herself. Admittedly, she is one of the more difficult characters to write for. You want her to be fun and more over the top than the others, that's fine, but you need a good balance, which was not here. Her constant pandering and her desperation to get Maud and Starlight as friends was just painful to watch. It's like she learned nothing from a friend indeed and battering another into a friendship to succeed rather than let it flow naturally. I know the conflict has to come from somewhere, but this was just too much. And as for Starlight showing her out,
Let's go with you ruined everything all the time?
rightfully so, girl. Thank you. And as far as the moral goes, it's admittedly a good one and goes along with the whole college graduation motif. Though the moral loses some of its impact due to Pinky's overboard performance. Even though you may possess much knowledge in your field, there's always new things to learn, and it's important to keep learning and not assume that your way is always going to be the best. And I'll go brief into another topic, which is something the show has been telegraphing for a while, and that being a changing of the guard, if you will. Going back to where I'm back again, in season 7 so far, we've been focusing more on supporting characters like Trixie and Starlight, and have had more screen time than most of the main 6 so far. So it's a possibility that they are finally pulling the trigger and creating a new main 6, which I'm perfectly fine with. The show has shook things by switching out doctors every couple of seasons to create a fresh new dynamic with the main characters. Whether or not they actually do go through with it this season or at all, it's still an interesting topic to discuss, perhaps an extended topic in the future. Moving on, so despite Pinky being really grating in this episode, I think it's okay. The humor was good, but it's really the interactions between Starlight and Maud that made this episode stand out. Alright guys, that's it for today. Until next time, MC out!